Are you worried, General Idris, that during this period, it could be a week, 2 weeks, a month, who knows, before Congress makes a decision that the Syrian regime of President Bashar al-Assad might use chemical weapons against your supporters another time, or do you think he's learned a lesson?
Really, the regime in Damascus can use chemical weapons against the civilians again in Damascus, and we know that the process of making the decision may take a few days or weeks. But now we are currently fighting the criminal regime, which killed our people and destroyed our country for more than 2.5 years. And the regime has committed countless crimes against humanity, the latest of which was the use of chemical weapons against Ghouta children in Damascus. And we think if there is no strikes, the regime is going to use chemical weapons and to kill. I'm afraid to say that in the coming days, not coming weeks, to kill more than 20,000 or 30,000 people of our people. And we are afraid of coming to a day to see more than 20,000 martyrs or 30,000 martyrs. And that's why we are waiting now for our friends in the Congress to take the right decision, to support the president's decision to do the strikes against this regime.
As you know, General Idris, the U.S., President Obama, has refused to provide your Free Syrian Army with lethal weapons, fearing some of them could wind up in the hands of al-Qaeda supporters within the opposition, the so-called al-Nusra Front and others. What kind of assurances would you give the Secretary of State, or the President for that matter, that if the U.S. were to supply you directly with military with weapons that they wouldn't wind up in the hands of al-Qaeda?
Yes, I would like to say to all our American friends that the fighters in the Free Syrian Army are civilians who left their jobs and joined to the revolution and took up arms to stand against injustice, to defend their families and their countries. And many of the fighters in our Free Syrian Army are military who defected from the army and joined the revolution. And our fighters are more than 90% of all revolutionary forces who are now fighting to collapse the regime. 10% of the forces are those who are called Islamic groups. Many of these Islamic groups are moderate, but some of them they declared clearly the joint to al-Qaeda, and the most important dangerous group of them are what is so-called the state of al-Iraq and al-Sham. We don't cooperate with this group, and we don't share any kind of information and weapons and any kind of support with them. And I can give our friends in the United States and in the Western countries any kind of guarantee that they need, that the weapons and ammunition that we receive from our friends, if we are coming to receive such, will go to the right hands, to the hands of my fighters who are moderate, who are fighting to build free and democratic Syria for all, for Muslim, for Christian, and Alawi, and all other components of our Syrian society. We will use these weapons to stop killing, to stop destruction, and to put a quick end to the the suffering which our people are now for more than 2.5 years. They are suffering because of the crimes of the regime.